Looks like we're ready for Luigi's Mansion, any percent out of bounds by our boy Shadow Frost or Frosty. Give it up for him and good luck.
My flag.
All right, thank you everyone for joining me today playing some Luigi's Mansion. Before I start my run over here, I'm gonna quickly activate a glitch that's gonna be a little bit, gonna make a little bit of time save. So we're actually gonna go, let me quickly set it up right over here in the training room. If we reset at the right time and mesh Y at the point here, we're actually disabling our map on our Game Boy Horror, making us that every time we grab a key now, basically the map doesn't pop, and it saves like 15 seconds through the run. So with that, I'm ready to start my run. So if Tech can give me a countdown, we can go into this run.
2, 1, go!
So yeah, this is Luigi's Mansion, any percent no out of bounds. Most of the run you'll be seeing me going through the hidden mansion, which is basically a mansion unlocked after you've beaten the game once. The thing in the hidden mansion is that your vacuum is a lot stronger in there, so for that reason it's definitely the faster run out of just the hidden mansion or the regular mansion. So over here we first got to enter a little cutscene where basically we extinguish the candles, distinguish the candles, and basically at this point the spoopy ghosts will start appearing. They'll talk to us about us a little bit. Like I don't know exactly what they're saying because I'm actually playing on the Japanese version, which I can elaborate on a little bit. Like the Japanese version is the fastest version to play this game in, mostly because there are some subtle differences between the regions, and like the PAL version is just the hidden mansion in the PAL version is just incredibly more difficult. Everything is mirrored, so that's even an entire different category by itself. The regular NTSC version is basically the same as the Japanese version, besides taking double damage and having the text in English. However, the Japanese version, not only does it still give you pretty low damage, it also just has a lot less of text, which at a certain point during the runs will definitely make a difference. So right here, currently we're just trying to catch the ghosts, like so far nothing too interesting. I'm gonna be trying to set up these doubles, where I'm gonna be trying to capture multiple ghosts at once. With that, you don't have to go to the animation twice of capturing a ghost. And that way we can just quickly advance through the next rooms. The first few rooms are just some basic ghost catching. Here, we're actually gonna open this little wardrobe over here because there's actually an extra ghost hidden in there. Oh, that's gotta be careful there. There's actually gonna be some extra ghosts appearing here. Gotta be careful that he doesn't hit me while I grab this green one. So yeah, basically I try to catch... Oh, let's see if I can still get a double. There we go. And with that, we clear out the first room. It was a little bit hectic with a small mistake, but hey, it's still relatively fast. So now we're gonna grab this key over here, and with this key we can actually start heading to the little bit more difficult ghosts. So far you've only seen the regular ghosts, nothing special about those mostly. However, during the run there will also be a lot of portrait ghosts. These portrait ghosts are more difficult, they all have 100 health, and they all have their unique personalities and whatnot. But before we can hit into there, we're gonna speak to our buddy Gadd over here. Gadd provided us with our vacuum, and he is giving us hints through the entire run, basically helping us out. But we don't need his help. We know where to go. So yeah, here's the first portrait ghost, and to basically activate this ghost, he needs to start yawning. And for that to appear, we just need to wait there for a little bit, and then we can start capturing him. You see all these pearls dropping. They're basically worth a lot of cash. And with cash, it's basically at the end of the game you'll get a rank saying like how well you did throughout the game. But however, since we're just doing the 80% no out of bounds category, it doesn't really matter how much money we get. It's just beat the game as fast as possible. And for that, all we need to do is basically capture all the non-optional ghosts. Like we have to make our way through to the final boss, and along the way also get some extra ghosts. And while we're capturing this, did something change with audio just now? All right. So yeah, now that we're grabbing the second key over here, with that we can head to the third room in this hallway over here. And this is actually going to be our first boss fight. It's relatively early in the run. Through the entire run, there will be 4 areas. This being the first area. It's a relatively short one. And as you might have heard, you can already kind of guess what kind of boss we're fighting. It's actually a baby. Who would have thought that the baby is actually the boss out of not his parents? So yeah, to activate this boss fight, we're just gonna grab this ball over here and gonna shoot him at him. At this point, he's gonna be talking to us like that. He thinks it's really mean that we're so big and that he's so small. So at that, so he's gonna cast his baby magic, because apparently this baby has magic, and we're basically in its crib right now. And at this point, we're just we have to wait for a little bit of a cutscene. So, and then Luigi suddenly realizes, actually, we got all these huge rocking horses, and yeah, we're gonna be avoiding. We have to be avoiding those. So yeah, during this boss fight, we're gonna go for a 2-cycle. It's unfortunately impossible to 1-cycle this boss. He has a total of 100 health, and at most you can get out, perfectly you can get out like 90. I think the Tess got 90 in total. So we're just gonna go for a fast 2-cycle over here. Quickly gonna catch this ball over here, and we're actually gonna leave him with over 50 health, hopefully. Oh, that's a little bit much. Should we still be able to do a 2-cycle, but it's gonna be a little bit rough. You basically want to keep him above 50 health, because if you actually bring him to below 50, he'll actually start doing a longer attacking animation after this. So we definitely don't want to do that. So here he's gonna just do the same attack again. One rocking horse from the right and one rocking horse from the left. I'm actually gonna get hit here on purpose, just so we get some invincibility frames. And we're gonna be extending those invincibility frames by knocking on the wall here. And then with those, we can catch this ball basically with our head. And with that, we can get the ball out of, again, oh, and he has 2 health. That's kind of unfortunate. So now, unfortunately, we have to go for a little bit of a longer attacking animation. But we can look at this wall with our camera. Don't you guys love this wall? It's a beautiful wall. He's just over there doing his thing. So yeah, at this point, rocking horses will get a bit faster, so it isn't that much slower of a cycle. It's just unfortunate that we had to go for a 3rd cycle here. So again, I'm gonna do the same trick before getting some invincibility frames so we can catch the ball with our head again. Hopefully, there we go. And then we capture him. And with that, we got the first boss down. And this is probably the best moment to mention the regular any percent category, because up until this point, we've done the same as the regular any percent category. However, at this point, when that chest is spawning over there, you can actually get stuck behind the chest and clip out of bounds. And at that point, you can maneuver your way all the way through the mansion, get all the way to the final boss, and basically skip all of the game. So that also is like a 10-minute category in comparison to this game category, which is like around an hour. So it shows off more of the game and how the game is more intentionally to be played. So for me, it's definitely the more fun run to show off. So at this point, we're returning the portrait ghosts to Gadd, because basically all the portrait ghosts were originally portraits, but they got released from their portraits, and Dr. Gadd kind of wants them back because they were originally his portraits. So they're going through this amazing machine over here. And as you can see, all the paintings will have a certain frame, like either a silver, a bronze, or a gold frame. It basically depends on how many pearls you grab after you beat the ghost. Besides for the boss fight, that's basically how much health you have remaining at the end. Also, here I'm not going to be saving. Like, we don't need to save at this point yet. So yeah, those frames are basically dependent on how many pearls we grab. And since we're not grabbing a lot of pearls throughout the run, because we don't need the money, they seem like pretty bad ranks to get, but even though we basically kill them in 1 cycle, all of them, they'll still give you pretty bad frames. So at this point, we're gonna be heading into frame 2, and in this hallway there are a lot of doors, but at this point a lot of these doors are still locked. For example, that one, because there is someone in there. I definitely knew which door to pick, for sure. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead to this room where there's gonna be 2 of these grabber ghosts. We're gonna manipulate this first grabber ghost into a certain position by letting him grab us. That way we can actually get a double again. And that way we only have to go through 1 capturing animation. And with that, we get a key over here, and we can go to the next room. This next room can be a little bit tricky. It shows up another new enemy that we've been seeing. that we haven't seen yet. So far, we've seen like 4 different kind of ghosts, besides these mouses and bats. And in this one, we'll start seeing Shy Guys. And Shy Guys, to capture a Shy Guy, you basically need to first get our mask off, and then you can start capturing them. Their hitboxes can be a little bit finicky now and then, so even though sometimes it seems like I'm getting both of them, it's can be a little bit weird, but so far we're doing good. 2 doubles out of 2. Let's see if we can get the third one. There we go, 3 doubles, that's really nice. Oh, there we go. And at this point, the boss will, or at least the portrait ghost will start appearing. And this is where actually a little bit of RNG is. We have to wait for their heart to appear. We're gonna hope for the best RNG here, which saves seconds over the worst RNG. There we go. Basically, if we get this RNG, we call it early release because in a moment we'll be releasing some things. What? I didn't even get a 1 cycle. They were just all over the place. I guess we have to wait a little bit longer at this point. So we're gonna have to wait for them again. Hopefully they give their good RNG again early. But at this point it seems like they're gonna be a little bit more... We have to be waiting a little bit longer, unfortunately. So here we have to capture them. Come on. They'll start showing their hearts as long as we stay on the spinning platform. Dang, they're taking their time. I didn't knew it took that long for them to show their hearts once you miss 1 cycle. Oh well. Guess we can just run around here a little bit. There we go. Jeez, that took a little while. So yeah, now we're gonna be grabbing this key, and a few things will be happening in this next room. Well, this key, of course, first unlocks the next door. And in this room, while I'm capturing this ghost, I'm gonna be positioning myself at a very specific location over here in the corner. Then I'm actually gonna start aiming my vacuum at the wall here. And at that point, you heard a little popping noise. At that point, we basically grabbed a poster through the wall. That will actually be a part a little bit later in this room, where you basically have to suck off a poster off the wall. But now that we already did it while we were waiting for the ghost to spawn, we don't have to do it anymore after we do this. So after we defeat the 3 sets of ghosts, we press this button on the wall, and it reveals a secret portion of this room. And as you can see in the back there, the button is already revealed. Normally there's a poster there in front of it, but we just removed it earlier. And at this point we push this button, this lock gets released, and all these boos start escaping. Hobo. And this is where the run starts getting a little bit more different than before. Because we need to catch a lot of these boos during the run. So yeah, at this point Luigi is just happy they didn't go after him. Like, they're actually scared of the vacuum he's having, because that's like one of the only ways to capture the boos. And they're kind of scared of that. They were hiding there. So at this point, Gadd is gonna let us go back to his lab, and he starts explaining about the boos, and that the boos were locked up there. And basically, he's gonna give us a way to locate the boos. He's gonna give us the boo radar, which tells us if we're in the proximity of a boo. And there's some more mechanics to the boos, but that's more easily explained once we get to the first boo over here. So I'm gonna be heading to the hidden mansion again. That's basically the second option. If I go to the first option, is the regular mansion. The second option is the hidden mansion. So yeah, we're gonna return to some rooms over here that we got earlier. And unfortunately, I can't go for a text box skip since it might have actually been possible. It was actually possible, but it wasn't worth it at this point. Anyway, these boos, they'll start appearing in lit rooms. You can also only capture them in lit rooms. Like, if you take too long of a time to actually capture boos, they'll start escaping to different rooms. Like, once you've cleared a room, you can actually start finding them. But once they escape to a different room and it's dark, you basically can't capture them, and you have to keep chasing them, basically. So here we're gonna be checking multiple steps through the room. There's always 2 different boo items, so to say, in the room. There's always 1 boo in the room and 1 boo item, which basically a decoy. So it's either a bomb or a boo ball. The radar responds to both of them, and it's no way to differentiate between which of the 2 you get. So you basically have to keep checking the spots the boo can appear in, and just hope that they'll spawn in some fortunate locations. Unfortunately, it's random in which spots it appears. Like, there are certain set locations you can check, but besides that, there's no way to manipulate how to which boos, where boos will be hiding. So before we can continue to the next part of the run, We need to capture 5 booths. And so for now, we're just returning to some rooms we've been earlier to. We skip out on the hallway we did where we fought the first few portrait ghosts, just because we have to head back to that hallway a little bit later once we have an extra key, because there's one more room in that hallway that we couldn't get access to yet. Also, sometimes the music gets a little bit glitchy, so sometimes you might not be hearing full audio. Don't worry, it's not on your end, it's just a game, which sometimes the audio kind of breaks a little bit. Here I'm actually going to be manipulating him a little bit through the hall. I also didn't even talk about the pumping method, but I'll talk about that with the next move. But basically, at this point, I kind of lured him towards the door just so I have a faster way of heading out of the room after that. So with 5 boosts in place, Gadd basically tells us that like we look kind of tired and we should probably freshen up a little bit in the bathroom. So we're gonna go over here, and here we find our good buddy Toad. He's unfortunately crying, so we should do something about that, right? He seems very sad over there. Yeah, no, we're just gonna use this mirror. If you take a picture of any mirror, you get walk back to the main room, and yeah, unfortunately we leave Toad behind. Same as with the Toad in this main room here. It just basically gives you an option to save, but it goes through so many text boxes to actually be able before you can continue. So you definitely don't want to talk to the Toads during this run, unfortunately. So here we're actually in the mirror room. The special thing about this room is that you technically can't see the where the ghosts spawn. You can only see them in the mirror. However, they always spawn in the same location, so I always know where I need to be aiming for once they appear. Here again, we're going to be manipulating these grabbers just so we can get a double again. And then one more set of these grabbers, and then we can actually get to a little bit more of a new mechanic of this game. So yeah, I'm actually going to be gonna go for a little bit of a setup over here. I'm going to first try to find a boo, which is... Oh, he moved. Like, sometimes you hear the boo cackle. That basically means it moves to a different place in the room. And that can be really unfortunate if it's just been at a place where you just stacked before. All right. So at this point, I'm grabbing the boo and the medallion at the same time. And Luigi's now holding the medallion. But we first get the save prompt of the boo. So basically, with that save prompt, we don't have to go through the entire text box of the fire medallion. Which basically explains what the fire medallion does, which is you can now grab fire from certain locations, which is a pretty long text box. And additionally, we were kind of locked up in that room, which we needed to light some candles in that room. And it's just faster if you just get that setup over there where you save while grabbing the medallion, that you can actually just save warp out of the room and just head back into the fortune teller room here. Which basically gives us a key, which makes us able to continue here. And with that, we're going to be heading down the hallway over here. We're going to go to another portrait ghost. We haven't seen one of those in a little bit. He's walking back and forth down the hallway here. And once we light his candles, he's going to be moving towards his room, which is like all the way back here. And since it takes a little while before he gets back there, we're actually going to clear out a different room, which it is an optional room to clear out. But since we have to wait anyway, and we still need to capture a lot of boosts, we're actually going to just clear out this room just so we can quickly grab an easy boo after that. So here we're also opening the washer, and it has Mario hats in it. Throughout the entire run, we'll find multiple of Mario's items. I'll get back to them later though, because at this point they don't. It's better to explain them a little bit later. Just remember that we got Mario's hat at this point. So here we see the Butler appearing. Quickly trying to set up a double over here. Kind of messed up. So I'm actually, since I kind of messed up here, I kind of want to make sure that I get into this room in time. So I'm quickly gonna capture this portrait ghost over here. And after that, I'm gonna head back to the room, because if you only move away one room away from a room, the ghosts won't all start reappearing. If you actually go away in distance away more than one room, they'll just all start respawning again. And I really didn't want to do that again, so I quickly cleared them out there and opening this muzzle again. And over here, we're gonna grab the next key. But as you saw, I opened the muzzle with the camera. This will lead us to a secret room, but it also lets us allow for a little skip So far, you see after each boo we catch, it basically... Oh, it moves again. I think it moves in here. Yeah. Yeah. So far, each boo basically gives you a text box and a save prompt after you capture it. However, sometimes you can cancel that save prompts. And one of the ways to do that is with a mouse hole. If you get into a mouse hole just at the same time when you capture it, you basically skip out on getting the boo text prompt. Oh, that's the wrong... How could I forget that? It's this one. Here, I'm just gonna burn these ghosts. Like, they all have the ice elements, and we can't start capturing until we start burning them a little bit. So there we try to go for a setup over there. We can basically capture 3 or 4 at the same time. Sometimes you kill one already with the fire because they do take damage from the fire. But not all the time you get all the damage. So the only reason we go to this room because there is a really easy boo over here, which I kind of messed up. But I still got the animation skip back, or the text box skip over there. So over in this room, we cleared it out before, and now we can actually get another boo in here. Actually gonna try to check as many spots at the same time as possible. If I pull my vacuum up like that, I can basically check 3 spots at the same time. So that's really convenient of finding the boo in rooms like this.
Can I interrupt your rep session for quick announcements?
Of course you can.
I really want to announce real quick that we are going to close Pokemon Moon a bit shorter. It's gonna be mid-run, but for now I want to announce that Puplio for the Puplio name still is Crunchwrap with 15 euros, and the trainer name is still Garfield versus Olivia with 30 euros. So if you want to snipe those before we are closing it, be fast. And now I'm giving back to fast commentary with Shadowfrost.
There's just so much happening. I'm sorry. But yeah, now we're in the music room, and over here in the music room, we first have to activate all the music. And after that, Melody will start playing a song. She can play 2 different songs. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't actually know what these texts means. However, if I know that she's playing the Sky Team, which she just did, I know that it's the 3rd option. The other option is that she starts playing the Underwater Team from Super Mario Brothers, and then it would be the 1st option. So yeah, that's the only 2 songs she can give, and luckily the options are always in the same spot. So here we're gonna be... This is a little bit more difficult room to find the boost sometimes, just because there are so many objects it can be in that basically the radar just keeps freaking out. Hopefully it's in there, so unfortunately not. So it's actually... Oh, and it moved again. That's really unfortunate. So as you can see, it was already sort of beeping red, but okay, it wasn't a xylophone. Oh well. But yeah, we're quickly gonna capture this boo over here, and then we're gonna get close to actually the end of area 2. There's only 1 more portrait ghost before that. Also, what I didn't explain yet, you saw me spit out a little bit of fire over there. Normally, when you walk from a lit room to a dark room, Luigi will take a little bit of time to get out his flashlight and turn it on. However, if you shoot a little bit of element just at the right time, you actually skip that animation. Like, it doesn't save a whole lot of time, but with how many times it happens during the run, it definitely is worth your time to use. So here we're going to be grabbing the 2nd medallion, which is the water medallion. And as you can imagine with water, water can extinguish fire. And with that, unfortunately for us, there's like a fire right in this kitchen. So we can immediately test it out. So we're quickly going to grab our water element over here. And while that gets turned out... Oh, it moved. It probably moved in here, I think. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to get another boo here. And as you see me, it looks a little bit weird what I'm doing there. You basically see me do a little bit of a weird animation each 10 health. That's called air pumping. With air pumping, you basically kind of stun the boo in place. That way, he won't escape as fast as he normally would. You can't infinitely stun him in place. After a while, he'll start escaping anyway, like around, if you do it optimally, around 150 health. So far with the boos, they don't have that much health yet, so at this point, they will not be escaping yet. But later, it will definitely matter to use that air pump strat. And here, we're capturing this dog. We basically had to capture one of the skeletons to let a bone appear. And before that, I'm just moving the dog around a little bit, just so I get him in a good position once the skeleton appears. So right before we head to the boss fight over here, we got these skeletons, and I'm gonna stun this skeleton in place for just a little bit until the second one moves close to it. That way I can get a double with the skeletons, making it easier to get to the boss fight over here. Or at least just go faster and get to the boss fight earlier. So yeah, here we get to the second boss of the run, which is Bachmeier. We get to a little bit of a cutscene here, so if the host wants to say, quickly want to say something, that would be a good time.
The only thing I'm gonna say is don't forget to breathe.
I'll do my best. It's nice to have a little breather along the way, though. But yeah, I'm trying to... most things are... There's just so many things happening early game. Like, later in the round, I'll take more breathers. Don't worry about it. So yeah, this is Bachmeier. With Bachmeier, we can get a one cycle out of Bachmeier. He's kind of annoying, though, because he tends to escape pretty fast. So first, we got to capture this fake Bachmeier. And once we capture that and shoot it at real Bachmeier, we're going to try to keep him under control a bit here. Unfortunately, he got loose. He really tends to escape really fast, so you can get a one cycle out of him, but luckily it's not the worst thing in the world if you don't get it, because we got a quick 2 cycle anyway. So yeah, that's the second boss fight over there. Thank you. And with that, after each boss fight, we basically get sent back to Egad's laboratory again. Like, Egad is proud of us of capturing more portrait ghosts, and our vacuum is holding many portrait ghosts at this point, so we're just gonna return them. So, I haven't really talked about the story yet in this game, and this is usually a good point to do that. So, basically, Luigi has won a mention, and it seems like he's really confused about it, because he never entered the lottery, so... he kind of wants to start checking out, but Mario's like, nah, don't worry about it, Luigi, I'll check it out first for you. So basically Mario goes to the mansion first, but Mario doesn't return really. So Luigi's kind of worrying about his brother, and he's going to the mansion. And once he gets there, he still doesn't really, he doesn't find any trace of Mario, but he meets like all the ghosts in the mansion, and basically Egad afterward tells like, oh yeah, that might have been a little bit my fault. I've been running some experiments in my lab, and that's not good. So at this point, we're just trying to explore the mansion to find possibly where Mario went, and yeah, we already found Mario's head, and we're gonna be finding some more Mario items throughout the run. So yeah, we're gonna be heading back here towards the garden. Like, the mansion is really impressive. I wish I won a mansion like this. So yeah, before we're gonna get to a little bit more of a cutscene here, I'm gonna grab the water element, because we need some water later. So yeah, we kinda haven't found any trace of Mario yet. But luckily, once we get here, we see this really beautiful room over here. And you know that one of the boos that was just escaped had a jewel on his head. And look, it's right over there, and Mario is trapped in a painting. Oh no! So yeah, here we find the first trace of Mario. For some reason, he's wearing his hat though, because even though we just found his head earlier, so I don't know what's on with that. There might be something going on with that painting though. Anyway, once we're done watching that cutscene, fortunately, we can't get through that little area there, otherwise we would skip like this entire second half of the game, because that's basically the final room where we have to add to. So here I'm gonna be shooting some water just to make sure that a third ghost doesn't spawn. If actually a ghost spawns really close to you, Luigi actually gets a little bit scared and he can't move for like a second. So we definitely want to try to avoid getting scared by the ghosts. That's why you sometimes see me pointing the flashlight at certain angles. Just basically if you point your flashlight at where ghosts might be spawning, they don't appear. Also, this is an optional boss. We're not going to be fighting him. Basically, if we defeat him, he just gives more money. Also, I'm going to be shooting some water through the ceiling here. That way, we already extinguished the door that's on fire here. Normally, it takes like a couple of seconds before you can actually go through the door. So instead of just waiting, when we're getting up there, we can actually just shoot the water through the ceiling there. And here we are actually going to be upside down for a little bit. And then we get to the normal place again. We need to capture these 2 ghosts. And then we get to the third and probably the most useful element out of the 3, which is going to be the ice element. And with the ice element, we can freeze enemies. Like, we can freeze the boos. Like, with the ice, you can basically freeze boos in place for a little bit. It can be useful now and then. Doesn't get rid of any of their health, but it's still, in certain places, it's actually convenient. Also, this is a room with many spots to check. Hopefully it is in there. Luckily, not too bad. This room has like, I think like 10 different spots where the boo can be in. Like, you can check many of them at the same time, but it's still, you don't want them to be on either end of the room. So here we're gonna be heading through the wall, and this hallway is known to have many ghosts spawning. Even when you try your best, sometimes you just get scared anyway. Luckily, none of the ghosts appeared, and we're gonna be capturing the next part of the ghost, which seems like a really beautiful. The silhouette is a little bit different from what we kind of expect. Oh, he kind of got a mind of his own there. Luckily, he's actually still hidden up there, even though you don't really see him anymore. That way, you don't have to wait for him to actually, for her to return to the bathroom. She's called Petunia. All the portrait ghosts have their own little bit of backstory and names. So, unfortunately, we don't get much of that during this run, mostly because it's in Japanese, and I don't. It's been too long since I played this game in English. So here we got Nana. Before we can capture her, we need to shoot 3 wool balls at her, and she shoots laser at us. So she can be a little bit annoying sometimes. Like that. I haven't been that lucky with my portrait captures, unfortunately. Luckily, we don't have to shoot her again with the balls of wool. And this is one of the rooms where you'll definitely see the RNG starting to play a bigger role. Like, hopefully the boo is in one of the 2 left items. It might actually move back to the left. Luckily, it was luckily in... Oh, also. Luckily, it was in the table. It can also be on the end, all the way on the right side of the room, which takes a little bit longer to get to. Also, as you might have noticed, when we tried to capture the boo, the vacuum started acting out a little weird. That's because the vacuum actually tends to target on certain items with more priority. That's usually the big money items, like gold bars, pearls, jewels, and those can get really annoying when you're basically trying to capture a boo, because if you lose control of your boo, once you start draining a little, like around 50 health of it, usually if you lose control of it, it's basically you lose... Oh, hang on. I made a little mistake there. Forgot to set up the double there. But yeah, if you... I lost my train of thought there because something unexpected happened. Oh no! Anyway, it's not too important, don't worry about it. So yeah, here we're just trying to set up some doubles. Here 3 ghosts are appearing. You can set up a triple for those, but these 2 shy guys actually line up pretty conveniently if you just go for the grabber ghost first. So for that reason, I'm just going for the single and then the double after that. Also, I'm quickly grabbing that heart just because hearts is also one of the items that the vacuum locks onto, and at this point you see that boos start having more health, like around 100. So they start getting a little bit more difficult, but luckily with the air punch threat so far, it's still pretty easily, they're still pretty easily captured. So in this next room, we're gonna be going for one of the parts that can kind of be a little bit trolly. At this point, we're gonna look into this beautiful night sky over here. Look at that, it's beautiful. And over there, we see the moon. And, you know, when you see a moon, I'm sure everyone has the same thought as Luigi, right? Like, basically what you want to do is you basically grab a falling star. And we try to shoot it. I think I barely missed. Oh, it still hit. Nice. That was really close. But yeah, that angle can be really finicky. You have only like a little bit of leeway on hitting that moon. But luckily we hit it first try. And now we destroy the moon. That definitely isn't gonna give trouble, right? I hope. Let's hope not. So here we're gonna be grabbing another of Mario's items. This is the 3rd one for people. We earlier got a ladder. Like, I didn't even mention grabbing the ladder. We found the ladder in the garden. Oh, all the plushies around me. Thank you, guys. So yeah, with that, we're gonna be going back to some places we've been to before. Oh god, guys. I'm trying to do a speed run over here, you know.
What?
But yeah, at this point, we're gonna be heading back to some areas we've been to before because we actually got some more keys at this point. The door we just unlocked was actually the key in the gym we got earlier. Technically, you don't need to get that key, but walking all the way around every time is definitely not worth it. Also, that room has another optional portrait ghost, so we're not gonna be going for that. But we're gonna be going to clear out this room. In this room, again, the ghosts are gonna be... Actually, we can't see the ghosts unless they get in front of the protector. The projector, I mean. But luckily, as before, the ghosts always spawn in the same location, so I know where they're at, so we don't really have to worry about it. Kind of messed up my double setup there. It's kind of unfortunate, but doesn't take too much longer. After that, it is random though where the ghosts start appearing, so it can sometimes take a little bit to find them again. But usually the room isn't that big, so you usually find them quite easily. So there we got the triple setup. Can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but luckily we got all of them three at once. And with this, we're actually getting the 4th Mario item. Basically at this point, we're trying to find all the Mario items before we can continue. And yeah, luckily the boo started I noticed that there was a boo actually, or at least an item in that speaker over there. Basically, it takes a little while before the boo spawns, so actually you can use that time to actually grab something in the room, like for example the Mario's glove there. And with only one more Mario item to go, we're actually gonna head back to Area 1, to the hallway that I mentioned before. In this hallway, there was still one more locked room, and now we actually have the key for it, so now it's definitely the more optimal time to just go back to this room and get some more of the boos in here, because we still need a lot. Because, yeah, we need 40 boos, that still means that we need like 25 boos. So at this point, so far all the text boxes have been predetermined in length. At this point, the lengths of the text box kind of get random. There we got, I think, the 2nd longest text box, so we're not really off to a good start yet. But hopefully the further text boxes won't be that long. So yeah, this is the room that we couldn't enter before. This is the twins room. Basically, this is the first instance where the portrait ghost is actually going to consist of basically 2 portrait ghosts. And before we can start capturing, we're going to play hide and seek with them. So we have to head out of the room for a bit, and we have to find them. Luckily, there's a little trick in finding them. There are these 5 boxes, and only if you find them both in 2 tries, you can actually... then they'll actually start attacking you, and you'll be able to capture them. Luckily, when you use your vacuum on the boxes, if it shakes, it means that one of them is inside. So here we're going to be going for the guy on the car first, just because he tends to get in the way a little bit more. The plane is usually more easily avoidable. So with that, we got the first one down. Technically, it's possible to go for a double here, but it's just... Having 2 portrait ghosts locked on at once is just such a hassle to deal with. Like, it's so difficult to keep control of 2 portrait ghosts at once, so it's definitely not worth it to go for a double catch there. So here, gonna be opening this thing up first, and we find the final of Mario's item. So basically, we can continue on with the story now, but we still got a few more boos to catch in this hallway over here. Oh, the boo moved again, I think. Must have moved in here. I guess there was one spot that I didn't check in the desk over there. There's like a few spots in the desk that it can be in there, like the chair, the desk, and think... Oh, don't lose it. Oh, unfortunately it moved to the hallway. Luckily it isn't too big of a deal because this hallway is lit as well, so we can just capture it in the hallway over here. However, if the boo starts escaping to dark rooms, it can get a little bit more difficult because you basically have to lure him back to a lit room. Alright, here we got another long text box again. It's not the greatest RNG with the text boxes yet. Overall, during the run, I think we've gotten a pretty good boo RNG though in the locations that they have been. Probably at the point that I'm saying it now, the RNG is gonna get really terrible. Heck, yeah, this is the longest text box. Oh well, let's just get the long text boxes out of the way and hopefully get some good ones after this. Here I'm gonna be going for a text box skip just because this room is really laggy, just because basically another room is loaded in the back at the same time. It's gonna be in here. So I'm gonna be canceling the animation again of capturing the boo. This time with actually sucking up this blankets. Like if we grab the blanket during the while we're capturing the boo, it basically skips out on the animation of capturing the boo, going to the text and the save prompt. And especially in the laggy room, it's really convenient because the text box even goes slower. And yeah, at this point, this is the biggest reason why we play on Japanese version, because this next part is going to be 1.5 minutes of mashing text. So if the host wants to read something during this, please go ahead.
Thank you, Eminem. So, I first of all want to announce that Pokemon Moon is officially closed. So that means, if I can get the names, Puplio's name is going to be Crunchwrap, and trainer name is officially going to be Carfield versus Olivia. Second of all, I don't have actually that much to say, but then I'm just gonna diss. I just want to say thank you to our sponsor, ViewSonic, who supports the event with several monitors for the streaming area, as well for several practice monitors. Obviously with minimal latency for speed and accuracy. They simply understand gamers and want to show their support to continue BSG and to spread the love for gamers in Europe. Still more time?
Yeah, we got a little bit longer.
Oh heck. If you are a Twitch Prime user, you can consider using your free monthly subscription right here on the ESA channel. You will get access to both the ESA and BSG emotes, and you get to support both events.
So yeah, we're basically getting through all the text boxes now. But what's happening actually here is that we're just handing in Mario's items, and she tells about stuff that happened to Mario. So at this point, we get a lot of more lore about what happened to Mario. That apparently Bowser appeared somewhere as well in the mentions. So basically, Butler has something to do with all of this, what's happened to Mario. So yeah, with all the items given to her, she basically is like, all right, I've done my duty. Just capture me and let me return to my portrait. So with that key, we're almost gonna head to the end of Area 3, which is gonna have another boss fight. And but before we head out there, we need to still clear out a few more rooms. Before we can actually head to the next boss fight, we need 20 boosts. And fortunately, we have 20 boosts right now. It's like almost like this game is routed out. So yeah, now we're gonna go all the way to the attic. Like, we haven't done a lot upstairs here yet. There's still quite a few more rooms, but a few of these rooms are actually optional rooms. So, for example, this room that's locked up, that's an optional room, so we're not gonna be heading there. Same as the door you just saw there. We're just gonna head further to the attic. And we're gonna go to... I just realized that I needed to grab an element along the way. That means walking back! Yay! I was just so distracted by talking that I forgot the ice elements. How could I forget?
Does this mean Luigi's Mansion is officially confirmed a Metroidvania?
Wait, the ice is upstairs. Oh, I'm losing it at this point. I hope you enjoy Luigi walking around, because in the final area of the room, it's going to be a lot of walking through the mansion. So there we go. Ice element, let's go. Oh, I just gotta give some shoutouts to because has really been a really good brother to Luigi, because Mario, went all the way to this mansion and unfortunately didn't return. So I'm glad that Luigi's helping him out. Anyway, at this point we're gonna see some ghosts with the water attribute added to them, and the only way to capture them is basically first spray them with the ice element, and then you can start capturing them. If we actually spray the element at this place that they're going to be spawning, instead of having to wait for the damage animation, we can just instantly start catching them. Here, going for another double. this room can get a little bit hectic with two of these guys throwing bananas. Like, these bananas are just really annoying. If you slip over a banana, you basically lose control of the ghost. So here, we're gonna just check all of these at the same time. There's like, usually the boo tends to, it can only hide in 3 spots in this room, I think, and 2 of them are right there. So you can just check basically both of them at the same time. So here, we're grabbing another boo. So technically, we're actually just grabbing 21 boos before the point where we need 20 boos. I guess not routed out then. Oh well. So yeah, here we're gonna be heading towards the next boss fight. And well, once I get through this door, you'll see me change an option in the menu. This is actually, now you see that instead of Luigi basically facing the way that he's walking, he's just gonna keep aiming at the same direction, whatever direction I'm walking to. For the next part of the game, that's gonna be a little bit more convenient. So I'll explain more once we get to that part. Because at this point, we get to the rooftop and you saw the boo raider freaking out because there's actually a lot of boos over here. This definitely gonna speed up our boo count because so far we have 21, and if we capture all these boos, we're actually gonna get close to the 40. But yeah, here they form together, and we gotta find some way to break up this big boo. He's called Bulassus, and yeah, how to deal with him. So we're gonna walk all the way to the right here. We're gonna grab the ice element and at the same time basically push the Bulassus into the unicorn spike. And now we're gonna do a little bit of a setup where I try to hit many of the boos at once. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of them. Here I'm trying to go for at least a 1 cycle. And I couldn't get to 1 cycle. So yeah, if there's only 1 boo left, he isn't able to spawn back into a bigger boo because, you know, kind of makes sense though, because how can you get bigger just by yourself? But yeah, I was trying to aim for, hang on. There we go. Boos can be a little bit trolly, they sometimes take a very long time to start attacking you, but there we go, we got all of them. Unfortunately, not the 1 cycle, but still, that fight can really mess you up. If you actually have more than 4 boos left at the end of the first phase, you'll actually turn into a slightly bigger Bulassus. And after you, its attacking pattern once you break him up actually becomes a little bit different if it still has more boos in it. If it has 4 or less boos, they'll start attacking you more. Which is really convenient because it actually means they get close to you and you can start capturing them. So whatever you do, you always want to... Optimally, you want to go for the 1 cycle. If not, you definitely want to have at least 4 boos before he starts to form back again. So yeah, here we're gonna head back to the lab for more portrait ghosts. More portrait ghosts turning backs into portraits. We're gonna see all of them again. And... after this, you actually see an entire list of the money appearing, how much money we have at this point. At this point, we basically have no money, but the money is, I kind of didn't mention this yet, but there's actually also another category of this game, which is the 100% category. And in that category, the money becomes more important because you need in total 100 million. At this point, we have like 6 million, so we're not even close to that. But yeah, the 100% category actually has some extra requirements, which we're not going to be seeing in this run, which is actually capturing all the boos, which is 10 boos more than we normally get. On top of that, it also captures 5 extra portrait ghosts. So far, we've seen... I think we walked through 3 rooms with optional ghosts. Yeah, we walked through 3 rooms with optional portrait ghosts. There's still 2 more in this final area. And besides that, we also need to have those are the 3 requirements: 100 million, 50 boos, and capture all the portrait ghosts. So yeah, luckily we don't have to be going for that. But usually in 100%, the final area is the longest, just because there's so much optional stuff in this area. Since we don't even need to capture that many boos anymore, so area 4 isn't that long. But it just involves a lot of walking around the mansion, because we first have to walk all the way to the top of the mansion here, which is gonna unlock this door. But at the time that that happens, the blackout starts happening. Basically, the dimension gets hit by lightning and all the power goes out. That means all the lit rooms that were lit before aren't lit anymore. And so far, we can't have fun. So we have to find some way to fix the light here. And as you can see, ghosts start appearing over here. This is the reason why we went into sidestep mode. This way we can just keep our flashlight on all the spots that the ghosts are going to be spawning. Because during the blackout, the ghosts spawn at many, many spots. Luckily, we don't have to walk through the dimension for that long. But for the few rooms that we'll be going through, it's definitely useful to be in sidestep mode. One fun thing about being in sidestep mode is that Luigi spins really fast. Whee! So yeah, especially in that room, I'm going to be trying to keep my flashlight on all the spots that the ghosts will be appearing. Luckily, Luigi didn't get scared by any of them. And here we're going to do that once more. And at this point, we don't need it anymore. And we get really good RNG over here. Like, because this is Grimly, he basically takes a random amount of time to start showing his heart. Sometimes it's instant like this, which is really good. And sometimes it can take you like 20, 30 seconds before it starts showing its heart. So I'm really glad we got really good Grimly RNG. You don't see that often. And with that, we got the key to actually a room in the basement where in the basement we can actually start turning the power on again. And then we can start, continue our quest to find all the boos, find Mario, and go fast. So there I was just shining my light on the ceiling because many ghosts are spawning there from the ceiling. Also, shout out to Mario. Yeah, with the breaker here, this is actually, even though we light up this room, we won't be going after the boo in this room. At this point in the game, boos will start having a lot of health. This boo, for example, in this room is going to have 200 health. And it's really, really difficult to get a one cycle on him. I only know like a few people who actually can get a one cycle on this. So it's definitely not worth to go for in the 80% route, especially since we can go for some more convenient boos anyway. So in this is a room, there's going to be only 2 ghosts in this room. And there's a lot of dust on the floor, which can sometimes get a little bit annoying. So I'm actually going to clear this pile just before I open this chest and start looking for the boo. This boo, again, is a little bit nicer. This one only has 100 health, so we should still be able to get an easy one cycle. Also, I'm going to be grabbing these items because, as I mentioned before, Luigi's vacuum tends to lock onto money items, hearts, things like that. And I really don't want to get this boo to get away because at that point in time, we don't have to go to the left yet. And if he escapes to the left, we could change him, but that would be really slow. So if that would happen, we would just leave him alone. However, at that point, it's random whether after that he goes to the left one room further, because the room to the left of there is a hallway and he can't hide in the hallway. So he either goes to the room to the left or back to the dust room and starts hiding in there again. And to rely on that RNG, whether he's in which of the rooms, you have to check the room again. You definitely, with that boo, want to make sure that you get that boo early. And with that key in the basement, we actually unlock the next door all the way in the attic. So Luigi's just gonna run there shouting some. Because yeah, it's a really nice brother, and we just want to mention a lot during this run.
Hey, Frosty.
Yes?
It took a while, but can I finally read a donation real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
We have €5 from Wesley V8. What just said? Give me a sec. Ooh, spooky game in the middle of the night. Ooh. Thank you for that donation.
Yeah, this game is really spoopy. This is the most spoopy game I know. It's whatever game you mentioned, this game is spoopier for sure. So yeah, in this room we're actually gonna get to the room with 3 portrait ghosts in it. Like in the end it will just count as 1 portrait ghost, but we have to deal with 3 of them. First we activate all the clocks, and before we can capture them, we actually have to remove the gear at the back of them. So we're quickly gonna take them out one by one because they can get a little bit annoying. They're gonna be trying to start hitting me over here, so kind of try to avoid them over there. Okay, He still hit me there, but luckily he didn't hit me while I was capturing that other portrait ghost. If that would happen, I would need to wait for the portrait ghost to respawn again. And yeah, that just takes a little bit. So if you get hit, please get hit during when you're not capturing a portrait ghost. At this point, I need a little bit of fire over here. And I'm just, you can go for a setup here to capture all the Shy Guys at once, but you can also just all burn them all. Oh, I got hit by some fire there. And with that, 2 more ghosts will start appearing, both with the ice element, so we first have to burn them a little bit. Oh, I couldn't get the double there, unfortunately. That doesn't matter that much. I'm just gonna lure these ghosts over here, because the chests will appear near this ladder over here. And in this ladder is gonna be the key to the next room. Ah, take a deep breath. Hosting is giving me a thumbs up for taking a deep breath. I just try to get, I don't know, when I start talking about the game that I really enjoy, I just can't just talk about it for hours and hours and trying to get all of the things I want to tell in one run. Sometimes I start talking it a little bit faster than I probably should.
Remember to stay hydrated as well, because otherwise this commentary is not gonna go on till the end of the run.
Alright, so this is the armory room. This is a pretty difficult room. First of all, it's really laggy, which makes it kind of annoying. And also, all these, the ghosts will be hidden in quite a few of these armor pieces over here, and even some of the chests. Here, we're gonna go for a little setup here. We're gonna be shooting this one with fire because we don't actually need it to be over there. And oh. Fortunately, I completely messed up the setup. Oh well, we'll just capture them one by one at this point. Oh, there's one more in this this piece of armor. It's one of the blue ghosts. The blue ghosts are really annoying. Like, their ground smash attack can the range on it is really big. So you easily, when you are capturing other ghosts, he tends to hit you quite a lot. And with that, we're probably going to get to one of the more difficult boosts in the run, just because this one has 150 health. So far, I've been using the air pump strategy, where you can basically stun him in place. However, you can only keep boosts in place for that long. And approximately how long you can keep them in place is for 150 health. So if I mess up a little bit, or get a little bit messed up by the RNG, sometimes the RNG messes with you and he tends to escape faster. So I'm going to be focusing here a little bit. There we go, that was a really good boo catch. And also, I'm going to be really sorry for all the plushies, because at this point I'm going to do a save warp. So I hope none of them falls behind me. Okay, it didn't happen. Good. But yeah, basically, after we grab that key over there and capture the boo, we're going to head to the room in the basement here. Because there's only a little bit more left in this run. Did I actually grab the key in that room? I really hope I grabbed the key. I'm starting to doubt whether I grabbed the key in that room. And I can't check my map because I disabled the map before the run. We're gonna check. We're gonna see in a bit if the door opens up. Otherwise, we're gonna head all the way back, and that's gonna. Let's see if we actually got the key here. Okay, we got it. I started to doubt myself for a sec. Anyway, this room. This is the pipe room. We're gonna be freezing the ice floor over here. We don't actually need to clear out this room, just because there is a boo in here, but we don't really need to light it up. It's a very slow boo to get, just because it has 300 health. It's a very unique boo though, because it moves really slow, so technically it's like the only boo with 300 health that you can one cycle. But it's still a pretty slow boo to go for, especially since you need to clear out this room. So we're just going to be grabbing the key over here and leave again. So I hope these ghosts don't mess with me too much, and I'm just going to leave here. And that one boo tried to grab me, but I just left the room while he tried. So yeah, this is... Luigi gets a little bit more in panic because his health starts to get lower. Like, the lower his health gets, the more desperate he'll start sounding for Mario. Also got to be a little bit careful with my health here because these icicles that fall from the ceiling, they do a lot of damage. I think they do like 20 damage. So there's ice mechanics in this room, which makes capturing this boo coast really annoying. But we got a one psych on it. That I usually don't get that, so that's good. So yeah, in this room, before we're gonna capture the boo, we're gonna grab all the annoying items that we could be targeting on. Because capturing a boo with ice mechanics can get a bit rough, and I definitely don't want the vacuum to be targeting onto anything. I think it's over here. No? Wait, is it? It's in the other barrel. I thought I checked both barrels. Or that I stayed there long enough for both barrels. So yeah, this one also has 150 health, and hopefully I can keep him in place here. Alright, unfortunately he has escaped. Sometimes you get a little bit unlucky and he starts something we call double cackling, which means basically he starts doing more cackles. Because it's not really that they start escaping after 150 health. It's more that they start escaping after 15 cackles. And basically with the air pump strat, they'll give a cackle each 10 health. So sometimes he'll start double cackling like that and, oh, oops, I pressed B, should press A. And that way he'll start escaping. Luckily, he went to the lit room. He can also go back to the pipe room, and since we didn't clear out the pipe room, that would be really unfortunate if we go there, because basically we have to move back. Also, hang on. My badge is stuck to my arm. That's annoying. So yeah, if we would go to the pipe room, we would have to move all the way to the pipe room, hopefully lure him back into the ice room, and then capture him there again. Worst case, he'll escape back to the hallway again, and since the hallway isn't lit up either, we would have to lure it back to another lit room, and that chase can sometimes go on forever, so for that reason, I'm glad it went to the right.
Do I have time for a few donations?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, these two are actually combined. I have €5 from your everyday speedrunner, which just says, Mario? Mario! Mario! Oh, the last one was so bad. Okay, and now it's your turn, because I have €1 and 23 cents from Appletard that says, can the runner say 5 versions of Mario?
Of course. Mario. Mario? Mario! 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 There you go.
You forgot one. You forgot one.
No, that was 5.
I'm bad at counting.
You're just like Brood. But yeah, this is Fangore's room. Before we can actually capture Fangore, we need to clear out all these regular ghosts. That's all the regular ghosts. He'll spawn a set of 3, and we're gonna trying to go for triples for all of them, because some of these actually get really annoying if you don't get a triple on them. So far so good. Now we're gonna go for the grabbers. These can be a little bit more annoying. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Because at this point, they won't be spawning anymore all in the same spot, so going for a setup here is a little bit more rough. So we're just going to go for 3 single ones here. Oh, wow. I messed up there. Right. Anyway, let's grab this again. So yeah, up next are the Shy Guys. Really fortunately, if we just stay close to them, we can just get all of their max health at once and just grab them quite easily. This one is a little bit more annoying because this is the only ghost that doesn't really chase you. So we have to get really close to them to get them all 3 at once. Oh, also first poison mushroom spawn. I forgot almost forgot that could happen during the run. But you definitely don't want to get hit by poison mushrooms. If you get hit by a poison mushroom, you turn small and you can't use your vacuum. In addition, oh, I also just slipped over the second banana. Oops. But yeah, you don't want to get hit by poison mushrooms. It's kind of random when they start appearing. So it's kind of fortunate that they didn't appear for so long. And with that, we captured the final portrait ghost, and this is actually the key to the final boss room. However, before we can go to the final boss room, we need one more boo, which is conveniently in this room. It seems like a slow boo to go for, since it has 300 health. However, there's one really fortunate thing about this boo, is that it will always escape to the left here. So I can actually just kind of get in place here to go for a setup. If I leave the room before the Boo leaves the room, he just boomerangs back into the room. Like boomerang. But yeah, with that, it makes a pretty fast 2 cycle. It's actually called the boomerang strat. I know that people are saying that they wanna hit me for that pun, but it's actually what the strat's called. And with that, we cut the 40 at Boo, and we're actually gonna use this save to just reset back to the start. I think I could have just walked as well, but doesn't. I think this is just slightly faster. And with that, we're gonna be heading to the final boss. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be hitting underestimate. It's unfortunately there were some execution mistakes that I couldn't really avoid. So luckily the run isn't that long anymore. Because we got all the boos, we got the key to the final room, so now it's just time to go back to that one room we saw like halfway through the run. Like we now actually have ways to get in there with keys and non-locked doors because we have boos with us. I don't know how doors like that work. And with that, I wonder. I already spoiled, unfortunately, who the final boss was gonna be. Normally, when I do marathon runs, I kind of don't want to spoil who the final boss is because that makes this cutscene way more interesting. Because everyone thinks that this King Boo is gonna be the final boss, right? For sure. And once we get here, he'll start talking to us. And he'll start talking some more. I have no clue what he's saying anymore. He's probably like every main villain that's every standard villain basically says like, good job making it here, but you'll never get me. Wahaha. And then once he turns the room an entire circle, Mario turns into Bowser. Plot twist. Mario was Bowser all along. But yeah, at this point, we're gonna get sucked up here into the painting, and we're gonna be heading to the final boss fight. So there's a little bit more of a cutscene playing here, and what happens here is Bowser will fall from the sky, and we have to get some way to defeat him. Luckily, he's really nice to us, and he'll start attacking us with a way to remove the head from its body, because... So you'll see what's gonna happen. But before we do that, let's do some art appreciation. So look at this pillar. Isn't this majestic? Oh, right, I gotta do stuff. So basically we have to wait behind the pillar there for a little bit before it's bomb. Oh, kind of messed up there. Where's... Oh, it's gonna chase me. And basically, once we hit him with a bomb, his head pops up, and Bowser basically turns into Rayman. So glad that I have the Rayman crew behind text. I'm sure they can appreciate this. It seems like they are. So yeah, I'm trying to go for... Fortunately, with the missed bomb, it's really difficult to go for a 2-cycle here. So I'm basically trying to go for a fast 3-cycle over here. I'm gonna be heading in with another bomb here. Come on, lower your head again. Come on, Bowser. Okay, this is... I'm gonna be trying to remove it as much as hell as possible, and also as close to the 200 as possible. I want to keep him slightly above 200, because if you actually leave King Boo with more than 200 health, he'll actually go into a slower attack animation. So now he's just instantly gonna throw his bomb. So time is also coming up soon. The time is when I hit King Boo gets into the vacuum. So hopefully I get him in this cycle. Time! Oh. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, that was Luigi's Mansion, 80% no out of bounds. With that, we basically saved Mario, and we are gonna return him. Like, I'm not gonna go through the entire ending cutscene because that takes so long. We're saving Mario with Eggman's machine. Eggman. I play too much. I also run Sonic sometimes. I mean Gadd. He's gonna turn Mario back into Mario, and everyone's gonna be happy. So yeah, that was Luigi's Mansion, 80% no out of bounds. Hope everyone enjoyed, and enjoy the rest of the marathon as well.
Thank you, Eminem, for that Luigi's Mansions run. Coming up next, we have Pokemon Moon Any Percent by Wartab. So, coming up next, we have a small ad block during the setup for the next game. So, have fun with that, I guess.